Hi folks, it's Nick here. We're looking at Turbo Outrun, as you can see, on the Commodore 64. Look at this intro. That girl looks a little bit bored and the guy's trying to explain why he's forgotten her birthday. But this one was published by US Gold in 1989, although they didn't do the conversion, that's by Probe Software, so we might be okay. Converted from the game from the arcades by Sega in 1989. Essentially, you drive a Ferrari F40 through different checkpoints across the US, starting from New York City, ending up in Los Angeles, and you've got a computer opponent in this one, driving a Porsche 959. It's got terribly long loading times in this, which I will edit. Looks like we've got another intro, so 2 intros for the price of one. Now there's 4 sections in this over 4 stages, so that equals 16, is that right by my maths? There's no branch roads in this. In the original Outrun you could decide what path you was going to take, but on this you just got one path and you got to stick to it. Occasionally the police will turn up and you can outrun them by hitting boosts or knocking them off the road, as you would do in real life. Disclaimer, don't do this in real life. Turbo Outrun. Let's hope for lots of turbos. I've also reviewed this game, I think, on the Commodore Amiga and the ZX Spectrum, so it'll be good to see how this one compares. I think I'm getting to a point now where I've reviewed so many games, it's time to do comparison vids, maybe. But I haven't looked at the Amstrad CPC, so I don't know. We'll go for automatic gears. The original Outrun didn't have this as a choice, so that's nice to see. So let's steam through these checkpoints. I probably won't complete the game, but we'll just try and get as far as we can. So here's our Ferrari F40. Arcade racing, here we go. Boom. Right, good music here, and the music in the intros is good as well. Frame rate isn't too bad. Now, fire button, you can do the boosts, but if the car overheats, you won't be able to do them anymore. And the heat is represented by that yellow bar. Come on, we can do this. It looks okay. I've overheated, so I can't do any more boosts. Now, bumping into cars will cost you time. You can see the time ticking down in the top left, currently on 28 seconds. Should be able to get through the first checkpoint, surely. Now, it is a little bit annoying overtaking these cars, to be fair. They seem to be sucked towards me as I'm coming up to them. Maybe it's my imagination. That wasn't a very good join, but anyway. We're on to the next bit, and it's raining. The arcades was a lot smoother than that, but this is 8-bit, 1989. This isn't bad, this game. I haven't played the original Outrun on the Commodore 64 yet. People told me that wasn't quite as good, so we might have to dip back in that soon. So we've done them a bit out of order. Have you played any of the Outrun games? Let me know. I think there's Outrun Europa 2, which you start off on a motorbike. I love that on the ZX Spectrum. Well, it's better than the others. Conversions of Outrun tended to be not really that good. So in terms of up against those, as it all goes snowy, this one's pretty good. It's pretty good. Car's a little bit big, but yeah. I prefer this Turbo Outrun to the conversion of Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge, and that was I thought the reverse of that on the Commodore Amiga. If Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge had done a full screen like this, I thought it would have been a lot better game. But this is moving fast, the frame rate isn't too bad, and it's got music at the same time, so that's a lot for a Commodore 64 to deal with. The music from the SID chip is excellent. Did you complete this one? Let me know as we go for the next checkpoint. Time is currently 56 seconds counting down. It's all gone a bit red, so we're in hell here. The Commodore 64 has more colours to play with than the ZX Spectrum, but quite often they're a little bit duller, but you get used to that after a while. If it's the computer you grew up with, then, you know, it holds a special place for you. You might have owned this as a kid and played it a lot. I'm missing the branch roads from the original Outruns, which gives it its sort of character. This is just like now getting absorbed into like a standard racer, really. But, you know, you're in a Ferrari F40, this is Turbo Outrun, a classic name. Boom! What do you think of this? Always like hearing your thoughts, let me know. As I say, one gripe is overtaking cars is a bit random, but I thought that about Lotus as well. This, they just like judder in and out, so trying to judge to get past them is very tricky. Losing a lot of time here. We're on stage 4. Oh, we've run out of time. Game over. So we'll have a few goes on this. We'll try and get past this stage. I don't know any cheats for this, but you do have credits, but, you know, they're a waste of time because you have to start right from the beginning again. What's going on? Go! Right, so I need to be a bit more clever with the boost. Just do that on the straights, perhaps. and don't bash into as many cars. So give them a wide berth. They do weave left and right. Oh, look at that. I said that and I crashed into a building. Oh, Nicky, I'm doing worse than before. Right, we're going to have to be heavy on the boosts. This is on automatic gears, but if you do manual gears, it isn't too difficult because you've only got 2 gears, which is essentially low and high, which you can see on the bottom right there. 2 dials, so you can judge if you are on manual gears how many revs you're doing, and then change up or down. But it doesn't make too much of a difference to the gameplay, whether you're in manual or auto. Let me know if you played this in the arcades. Good stuff. There's a few incarnations of Outrun, isn't there? Yeah, that's one gripe, but it isn't a bad thing. That when it changes stages, it does change quite alarmingly. But rather than that, than some terrible more loading. To say the load times at the start of this game, which you won't see unless you play it yourself, were quite long, over a minute. So I did cut those down for you. Now, no doubt when we get to this, because there is a cassette side A and side B. If we do get to a certain amount, we'll have to load the tape again because it can only load it up in chunks. And I've got a funny feeling the stage after this, which we got to before, which is like the red stage, the demonic stage, is after that is a bit of loading. But anyway, we might not get there. Hopefully we do. Now these weather conditions do look quite cool, but they don't affect the handling of your car. Good to see that. Although it is just random. Yeah, that's all right. They've done a good effect there. I don't know if the music changes later on. Is that the checkpoint? Oh, we span again. I think this is slightly slower than last time. I think it is. So it's Tuesday. We put up the Commodore 64 games typically, although it might not be a Tuesday when you're watching them. We tend to do 3 a week at the moment. Boom! The red section. If you've got a game you'd like me to review, then put it below. We've been only recently started reviewing Commodore 64 games. People wanted them, asked for them for ages, and I sort of like caved in, and I'm glad I did really. It's good comparing these 8-bit games with the ZX Spectrum. Each system has got its own strengths and weaknesses, but we reviewed over 20 games now, at time recording at least. So yeah, we're whizzing through them, and we're hitting, I think, a lot of the better games. Although this could be ever so slightly better with the cars you're up against, I would say. Right, what's the time? We've got 17 seconds, 16 seconds, 15 seconds. I don't think we're going to do it again, are we? You don't know how far you've got left of the stage. There's no indicators there. Oh no. 5, 4. Damn. Yes, game over again. Right. This seems to be our nemesis, this stage. We'll have one last go, folks. One last go. If we do it now, great. If we don't do it, well, we'll just say goodbye. But I've shown you how the game plays. So if you've got an emulator or a real Commodore 64, which is always slightly better, the real equipment, then you'll know whether to track this down or not. You might have a Commodore 64 Mini by now. Or something else. Right, go. It's good that these games are being kept alive. I like it when company do a dedicated revival and don't try and rip people off, because there's a few of those taking advantage of people, mentioning no names, but yeah, it's been absolutely hideous, these people. Anyway, Turbo Outrun, step on it, big nose. That's what all the top Formula 1 drivers say when they get in the car, or do their mechanics say it to them? I think maybe no one says it, I've just made it up. What? Anyway, we're going across America. If we drive past your house and you are from America, point it out in the comment section. Let me know. There's the police there. Here come the police. Right, knock them off. Now, you're in a Ferrari F40, as I say, racing a Porsche 959. That's very similar to Test Drive 2, isn't it? Who come up with the idea first? I'm presuming it was the Turbo Outrun, because that's a massive franchise. Outrun. Lots of different versions, yes. Boom. So yeah, Turbo Outrun Europe. I need to look at that. I think it's the only one really where you start on a motorbike first of all. Lots of different cars in that one. Go, go, go! I've only reviewed that on the. What have I reviewed it on? Maybe the Spectrum. I think I reviewed it on the Spectrum. I think so. I was just trying to think if I reviewed it on the Amiga as well. I can't. Oh God. We've reviewed so many as it snows again. But let's just concentrate here. I'm hitting boost for all I'm worth whenever I can. Hopefully we're quicker than last time. Oh man, keep on the road. The road handling this, overheat. Well, fortunately the car never blows up. I do like the snow, it's kicking up around the back of the car. Don't know why it's not picking it up anymore. Right, this is the one. This is the one, folks. 60 seconds or thereabouts. Don't know why it's kicking up stuff at the back of the car now, because it stopped snowing ages ago. Maybe the road's a bit wet. Come on, Nick. We can do this thing. Let's get off this stage. Get out of the way. Good. Good. That looked like the Porsche 959 then, but it turns up a lot. Is that it again? Maybe we're racing lots of Porsches. Oh no! Come on, come on, come on, come on. Is that it? No, we've got 20 odd seconds left, Nick. Thought the car broken then, but it never breaks. It's just a question of keep running until the time fully runs out. No fuel here, no branch roads. Those jumps won't slow us down. The police won't slow us down. Oh, knock him off the road or something. He's just trying to slow you down. Right, this is it. Checkpoint. Come on, come on. 4. Have we done it? 4 seconds to go. I think some tape loading's going on. Oh, Nick, more editing for you. Oh, there we go. Good stuff. Well, we pick our tuning up bit. I can't decide. Grip free probably really good, or power's good, or a special turbo. Go, lads. Do the stuff. Da 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 da. Good music. What are they doing? They're headbutting the car. Don't know if that's going to do any good. Don't headbutt your car. Right. Loading will go on. Oh, there we go. There's my opponent there in the Porsche 959. I'm there with my girlfriend. What's my girlfriend doing? She... What? Why she changed cars? That's it. You're dumped. God. She's so fickle. Loading. Right, we're at night now. The car should be lighter without my fat girlfriend in the car weighing it down. I'm not bitter. There it goes. Right. Maybe we can knock her off the road in a friendly way. Oh, the music has changed, hasn't it? Sounds a bit oriental. I feel like I want to play a kung fu game. Right, let's concentrate now. It's night time, but it's equally lit. I can't see any lamp posts or anything, street lights. Going past the city, looking real pretty. So we got past that demonic stage. I don't know how far we're going to get in this one. Hopefully to the next stage. Will it stay night time, or will there be a really gentle switch from one stage to another? We're going to find out. Gentle switch. You couldn't have picked 2 different stages to try and blend together. Night stage and then a light desert stage. You crazies. But anyway, this is Outrun and anything goes. Anything goes. I'm doing my own music now. That reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Overheat. Graphics in this game are good. Sound is good. Frame rate is okay. Overtaking is a bit of a pain. No branch roads, but it's a conversion from the original arcade game, and I don't blame it for that. So overall, this game is good and well worth getting. Better than Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge. I think I mentioned that before, but if you've got a choice of the two, go for this. It's dark again. There's rain clouds gathering. Right, we're getting quite far in this game now, but I don't think we're on all 16 stages. Right, that's going to cost us. The further you get in the game, the less time you've got to crash. And isn't that always the way when you're on long distance journeys? No kids in the back, they wouldn't fit in a Ferrari F40. They'll have to get some bus or the train or something. But, you know. Ferrari F40. I don't know, I suppose Outrun had the license from Ferrari to do these games. They must have done, shouldn't they? Going past checkpoint again. Yes, and it's snowing. Is it? Is that snowing, or are we on some salt lake? The moon's up in the sky. If indeed that is the moon. It doesn't look very circular. Maybe it's a spaceship. It's the Death Star. Right, okay. So we've got to complete this before the Death Star blows us up. I'm sure that's in the rules. Excellent. If you've driven across America, let me know. Is this game quite similar to your experience? Did the terrain just suddenly change? Probably means you was abducted by aliens. A lot of that goes on in America, I'm told. Right, okay, we've only got 3 seconds here, unless I think it's going to be it. Yes. Yes, the checkpoint isn't coming up anytime soon. I really enjoyed that game. It's got some flaws, but overall I liked it. Good one. I hope you liked having a look at that game. That was Turbo Outrun on the Commodore 64, published by US Gold, converted by Probe Software in 1989. If you have any comments or thoughts about the game, then please put that below. Always love hearing from you. If you're liking the channel and you haven't already, please consider subscribing, which is a huge help, and if you've already done so, then big thank you to you. If you want to help the channel a bit more, there's always patreon.com/mjenkin. Every little bit really does help this thing run. And until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.